जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा शिला प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा शिला गुरुदेवा हो जय गुरुदेवा 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 शिला गुरुदेवा कि बजयो जयो गौरचंदेर आरतीक शोभा कि बजयो जयो आरतीक शोभा कि बजयो चंदे आरती के शोभा जानावी तातावाने जग मान लो बाया कि बदाखी नैनी ताय चान बामे गदधारा कि बदाखी नैनीताय चान वामे गदधारा नैनीताय चान वामे गदधारा निकाते अद्वैदाशिनी वास छत्रधारा कि बबोशी याचे गौराचान रत्न सिंहासने कि बबोशी याचे गौराचान रत्न सिंहासने रत्न सिंहासने आरती कोरे ना ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने आरती कोरे ना ब्रह्मा आदि देवगाने कि बनरारी आदि कोरी चामर दुलाया कि बनरारी इकोरी चामर दुलाया ओ संजया मुकुंद वासु घोष आदि गाया ओ की बशंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला ओ की बशंका बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला ओ बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला माधुर मृदंग बाजे परम रसाला ओ शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे ओ शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे ओ माधुर 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 बाजे ओ माधुर 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 बाजे शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे हो शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे हो माधुर 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 बाजे हो माधुर 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 बाजे हो शंका बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे हो गौरंगेरा आरती के शोभा जग जन माना लोबा हो जो रंगेरा आरती के शोभा जग जन माना लोबा हो जग जन माना लोबा जन माना लोबा जग जन माना लोबा जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय ओ जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय ओ जय गौराचंदेर जय गौराचंदेर जय गौराचंदेर जय गौराचंदेर किब बहु कोटि चंद्रजिनी वदन उज्ज्वला कि बहु कोटि चंद्रजीनी वदन उज्ज्वला ओगाला देसे बनमाला कोरे जलमाला कोरे जलमाला की बशिवा शुका नारदा प्रेमे गदा गदा कि बशिवा शुका नारदा प्रेमे गदा गदा ओ बाकती विनोदा देखे गौरा रसंपादा ओ बाकती विनोदा देखे गौरा रसंपादा ओ की बजयो जयो गौरा चंदे आरती के शोभा हो जानावी तातावाने जग मान लोबा हो जानावी तातावाने जग मान लोबा हो जानावी तातावाने जग मान लोबा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे बोलो बोलो हरे कृष्णा हरे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे बोलो बोलो हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे बोलो बोलो रे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे राम राम हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे हरि बोल ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे। हो जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे। ओ नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। ओ जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव। Everyone please bow down. जय ओम विष्णुपदा परहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तराचार्य श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस शिला एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपदा परहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तराचार्य श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद जय द्विधा गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्णा गोपा गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई यमुना माई की तुलसी देवी भाक्ति देवी की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की गौर प्रेमानंदे all grace to the assembled devotees, all grace to the assembled devotees, all grace to the assembled devotees, all grace to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all grace to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namaste Narasimhaya,
Namaste Narasimhaya,
Namaste Narasimhaya. प्रहलाद लाद दायिने हिरण्यकाशिपूर्वक्षः शीलटङ्कानकालाय तो नरसिम्हा पर तो नरसिम्हा तो नरसिम्हा पर तो नरसिम्हा यतो यतो यामित तो नरसिम्हा बहिर्नरसिम्हा हृदय नरसिम्हा नरसिम्हा आदिम शरणम प्रपदे तव कर कमलावरे नकाम अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा केशवद्रीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे। दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंगा केशवद्रीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे। जय केशवद्रीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय केशवद्रीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे ओ जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय ओ जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय प्रहलाद महाराज ओ जय जगन्नाथा जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रमा जय सुदर्शन चक्र ओ जय सीताराम जय लक्ष्मण हनुमान जय सीताराम जय लक्ष्मण हनुमान ओ जय प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा जय प्रभुपदा श्रीला गुरुदेवा नित्य गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौरा हरि बोल बोलो श्री विघ्नहर्ता नरसिंहदेव भगवान की भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की शिला प्रभुपाद की ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपदाय पुत्र भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी विशेषण पचतर जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय हरे कृष्णा Three. Yeah, I think it's six. Huh? It's six? Yeah, yeah, it's six. Number six. So we'll sing a kirtan. So please sing after me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. हरे नाम संकीर्तन की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय।
Hare Krishna. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Grantha Raja Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Jai. Shri Radha Nilamadava Ki Jai. Gaura Premanande Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. Thank you. So today we're going to hear something very interesting. So today's verse is from Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 9th text. And it says, Yajnarta karmano nyatra loko yam karma bandhanai tadartam karma konteya mukta sangha samachara. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, meaning Arjuna, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in this way you will always remain free from bondage. So it's very good to repeat this. And it says, work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu.
Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu
Has to be performed.
has to be performed.
Otherwise,
Otherwise,
work causes bondage
work causes bondage
in this material world.
in this material world.
Therefore, O son of Kunti,
Therefore, O son of Kunti,
perform your prescribed duties
perform your prescribed duties
for his satisfaction.
for his satisfaction.
And in that way,
And in that way,
you will always remain
you will always remain
free from bondage.
free from bondage.
Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This verse is about the great art of doing work. And if you learn what the great art of doing work is, you'll be free of a lot of problems in life. In fact, you'll be free of all problems of life. So it says, since one has to work even for the simple maintenance of the body, the prescribed duties for a particular social position and quality are so made that that purpose can be fulfilled. Yajna means Lord Vishnu, or sacrificial performances. All sacrificial performances also are meant for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. The Vedas enjoin Yajyo by Vishnu. In other words, the same purpose is served whether one performs prescribed yajnas or directly serves Lord Vishnu. Krishna consciousness is therefore performance of yajna as it is prescribed in this verse. The Varnashrama institution also aims at satisfying Lord Vishnu. Varnashrama charavacha purushena parak pumam Vishnu aradyate Vishnu Purana 3.8.8. Therefore, one has to work for the satisfaction of Vishnu, and any other work in this material world will be a cause of bondage. For both good and evil work have their reactions, and any reaction binds the performer. Therefore, one has to work in Krishna consciousness to satisfy Krishna or Vishnu, and while performing such activities, one is in a liberated stage. This is the great art of doing work. And in the beginning, the process requires very expert guidance. One should therefore act very diligently under the expert guidance of a devotee of Lord Krishna, or under the direct instruction of Lord Krishna himself, under whom Arjuna had the opportunity to work. Nothing should be performed for sense gratification, but everything should be done for the satisfaction of Krishna. This practice will not only save one from the reaction of work, but also gradually elevate one to the transcendental loving service of the Lord, which alone can raise one to the kingdom of God. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is called, this verse today, this third chapter, 9th verse, the great art of doing work. So many people are working in this world today, but there's an art of work by which you do not become entangled in the entanglement of karma, but you're liberated from the entanglement of karma, and ultimately, in this lifetime, you can go back to Godhead. What does that mean, back to Godhead? That's the spiritual world. And that's where we came from. We've all come from, we're all children of Krishna, and we all come from the spiritual world. But due to limited free will, we made some mistakes. Voluntarily, we fell down from the spiritual world. So we have, every living entity has limited choices in life, and basically two limits, two choices. Either you follow Krishna's instructions or you don't follow Krishna's instructions. If you follow Krishna's instructions and you're sincere about it, Krishna will help you in every way so you can be liberated from the cycle of birth and death. This will be the last time you go through that cycle. But if you disregard Krishna's instructions, then you become under the influence of Maya, or illusion. Now, most people in this world, I would say 98, maybe 99% of the populations of this world are in Maya. They're in a state of illusion. What is illusion? You take one thing to be something else. Like, for example, in the darkness, you might make a mistake and think that a rope is a snake. That is Maya. You're assuming that something is something else. Right? So, how do you become free from Maya? Well, the number one way to become free from Maya is to regularly hear the discourses of genuine devotees, one. Regularly chant the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. 2. 3. Regularly eat only prasadam, food that's been offered to Krishna, vegetarian food that's been cooked with love and devotion for Krishna and offered to Krishna, and Krishna offers it back as his prasadam, or prasad. So these are the 3 big points, and there's more points too, but if you just follow these 3 big points, your whole life changes. Changes in what way? God will take care of you. Krishna will take care of you. That's very important. And basically, here is the explanation of the great art of doing work. And what is that great art? It says that work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu, or Krishna, it's the same person, has to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in the material world. So, for example, if you worship deities, that is work done for sacrifice for Vishnu and for the pleasure of the Lord. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, meaning Arjuna, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, meaning Krishna's satisfaction, And in that way, you will always remain free from bondage. Now, most of people are working for their own satisfaction. Uh, and because of that, they become entangled by the laws of karma. What is karma? Karma is action and reaction. For every action, there's some kind of reaction. So there's karma, vikarma, and akarma. Karma means acting for Krishna, but with some material motive still. And vikarma means acting against the laws of Krishna, in other words, sinful activity. And akarma means acting without any reaction, good or bad. You're completely free from any reactions of the laws of material nature. Now, how do you, how can you understand what is akarma, or complete freedom from the laws of material nature? Well, when you completely surrender yourself to Krishna. Now, look, in life, everybody is going to surrender themselves to something. Everyone is surrendered to something, right? Some people surrender to liquor. Some people surrender to making a lot of money. Somebody surrenders to their maintenance of their family. Someone surrenders to the communist philosophy, or someone surrenders. Everybody surrenders to something. But the best thing to surrender to is surrender to Krishna. Because that way, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No one else can help you more than Krishna. Why? Because we all come from Krishna, because Krishna is all-powerful, because Krishna is not subject to the modes of material nature like we are. The modes of material nature are goodness, passion, and ignorance. Every human being in the material world is controlled by these three modes. So there are some people, they're in the mode of goodness. There's some people that are in the mode of passion, and there are some people that are in the mode of ignorance. And then there's the mixture of the modes. Some people can be in the mode of goodness, but mixed a little bit with the mode of passion. Other people can be in the mode of passion and ignorance. Other people can be completely in the mode of ignorance, or slightly in the mode of ignorance, and mostly in the mode of passion. So these modes of material nature control the way we act, think, work, desire, and eat. So a person who eats only sattvic food, milk and grains and fruits, and does not use a lot of chili and a lot of spices, they would be considered mostly in the mode of goodness. And someone who eats food that is has a lot of condiments in it, chilies and things like that, is in the mode of passion. And someone who eats food that is rotten, like, for example, nuc mam. Nuc mam is something the Vietnamese eat. Nuc mam, if you ever come in contact with, well, you go to a Vietnamese store, and you'll smell nuc mam outside already before you even go inside. It's basically what they do is they kill an animal, and then everything that drips, they sort of tie it up to a string, and everything that drips from the animal falls into a pot, right? And then they take the pot and they boil it, right? And then they keep it for a certain time, so it really stinks, right? And then they put that in little small bottles. You can go to a Vietnamese store and you can buy them, right? and they put little bit of it in their food, and they like that. It stinks like anything, right? And it's horrible. It's an mode of ignorance. But you know, you can double check on me if you want. You can go into a Vietnamese store and say, "Do you have any nak mum?" And they'll say, "Oh yes, sir. Here it is." Okay, so living in the mode of goodness, you avoid things like that. Uh, the mode of goodness would mean that you like to drink milk, especially you should drink the milk from our cows. We have the best cows in the whole state of Washington, probably in the whole United States. And the milk they give is absolutely heavenly. It's tasty, it's healthy, and it's no slaughter milk. We never kill our cows or bulls. So if you can drink our milk, which we sell downstairs every day, you can get it tonight if you want. It's a life changer. It's not like the milk you get in the supermarket. You can buy a gallon of milk in the supermarket for $4, $3. Our milk, of course, is $17. Why? Because it's a precious commodity. It is, first of all, ahimsa milk, because we never kill the cows, nor do we mistreat them. We love them. In fact, if you want to come and pet our cows or hug them, cuddle them, you can in our farm in Redmond. And the cows that we milk are in Everson, near the Canadian border. But we have other cows closer by in Redmond and in Arlington. So these cows are being protected. They'll never be killed. And because of that, they become friendly to human beings. You can pet them easily. They're not afraid of you. And they can express their love for you also. The way the cows express love is they lick you. So it's really nice to get your face licked by a cow. That means it really loves you very much. Okay, so in this verse today, which says, work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his, meaning Krishna's, satisfaction, and in that way, you will always remain free from bondage. Well, what is bondage? Bondage means being always in the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. It's a prison. And having a gross material body. We all have an eternal soul, but it's covered now by this gross material body and subtle material body. We have two bodies covering our soul. So when you die, only the gross material body dies. The subtle material body doesn't die, and your soul doesn't die. Your soul is eternal. The subtle material body is not eternal, but it's much more durable than the gross material body. And that subtle material body, which is made up of mind, intelligence, and false ego. The gross material body is made up of mind, earth, water, fire, air, ether. But the subtle material body is made of mind, intelligence, and false ego. Doesn't die when the gross body dies. And whatever is in that subtle body, which is made up of all the desires you have that have not been completed, and all the things that you've done in your life, that'll take you to your next body. And of course, there's karma also in the mix. So all the things you've done in your life based on karma, and all the desires that you have not achieved. So if you have a lot of material desires, and in your life you've engaged mostly in sense gratification and ignoring God, you'll take birth again, and there's no guarantee what body you'll have. There are 8,400,000 species of life. And most of them are, it starts with one cell amoeba all the way up to the human body. So if we misuse the human body by ignoring God and only eating things that are abominable like meat and spending a lot of time or most of your time watching television, people as they get older usually, they end up watching television. In fact, many times I've gone to the houses of Hindus. The television is on at least 18 hours a day. Is that true? Yeah. 18 hours a day, the television, whether they're looking at it or not, but it's on. It has to be on. And when you come in, they say, yo, come in, but they keep watching the television. They don't look, oh, hi, how are you? They keep watching the television. Come in, sit down, So this is dangerous. This is dangerous because, let's say, have any of you, let me ask a question, has anybody here murdered someone? Raise your hand. Oh, well, nobody. Okay. Well, that's a fact. Most people have never seen anyone murdered. However, when you watch television or you go to a movie or a video game, you see many murders. In fact, to progress in a video game, you have to murder somebody. At one time I was in someone's house, and after the puja was finished, the son of this family did not come down from upstairs, but you could hear him because he was playing a video game. So when it came time to have prasadam, the mother said to her son, she said, okay, now come down. It's time to have prasadam. He said, Mom, I can't come. I've got to kill this guy to go to the next level. Now, what do you think happens when you play video games like that? And all the video games are like that. You have to kill. Don't be surprised that teenagers somehow or other get a gun and they go kill people today. You're reading about it every week. It's happening all over the country. Why? Because they are being, let's say, contaminated by playing video games. A parent wants to get a nice present for their kids, so they get them video games. But the video games are corrupting the kid, you see. So, are there any good video games? I don't know. Not much, right? Are there any good movies anymore? Not much. To get you to pay to go to a movie theater now, how much is it? It's pretty expensive now. It's in the $20 or something, right? In order to get you to go to these movies, they have to make the movies more violent and more sexual so that you'll go and see it. If there's a nice movie like, how much a mother loves her son and sacrifices for their son, people are not so interested. But if there's, Rambo, with a gun and is killing people, and or some gangster movie or something like that. Oh, people love those movies. They sit there. They call it entertainment, seeing other people getting killed in the movie. Is that entertainment to see people getting killed? No. It ruins the way you think and act, But yet, people are going to these movies and watching all these very violent movies. Before, Hindi movies were pretty good. They had good themes. But now, Bollywood and Hollywood, same thing. There's no difference. They're sexual. There's guns. It's very interesting. Joe Biden and other people, every time some kid kills someone with a gun or some man, kills people with a gun, They say, we got to get the guns. We got to take the guns away from everyone. Well, wait a minute. Why don't you start by taking the guns out of the movies? Because that's where kids get confused about guns. That's where they see the guns being used all the time in these movies. Why don't you take the guns out of the movies, right? And have good themes, where a kid listens to his mother and father and is always loyal to them. And in the movie, he tells his mother and father, I will always be with you, and I will sacrifice everything so that you'll be comfortable. Please don't worry, I'll never leave you. No, they don't have movies like that. That would be, I don't know, sacrilegious or something, They have these movies that all nasty things are being said and done in the movie, and that, in a way, prepares the kid to develop bad habits. So they're getting primed for bad habits in movies, in school, and the general culture that we have today is violent. So where can you bring your children so they don't learn about guns, they don't learn about sex, they don't learn about how to become a multimillionaire like Elon Musk? Bring them to the temple. We don't talk about these things. We talk about how to know your relationship with Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, how to serve Krishna with love and devotion so that you can help other people learn about Krishna, and ultimately, by having a spiritual life, you'll go back to Godhead in this lifetime. We're not meant to stay in the material world going through the horrible cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. Nobody likes that. Nobody that I know likes that, and I don't think anybody here likes it. If you like to get old and get sick and die, raise your hand. You see, but unless you ask the question, why is this happening to me, you will never really think of getting free of it. You have to say, look, I don't like this. This is what my real problem is. I don't want to get old. I don't want to get sick, and I don't want to die. In fact, every billionaire right now is spending big dollars trying to stop the cycle of birth and death. Right, because they have so much money, they can't spend it in one lifetime. So they want to have 3 or 4 lifetimes so they can spend all their money. So you see, they know what's essential in life. What's essential in life is to be free of the cycle of birth and death. But the way they go about it is what you would call silly. Just like it's silly when Elon Musk says, we're going to build condos on Mars. They're just never going to do that. It's impossible. But yet he promises to people. He said, well, he doesn't say next year. He always says, well, in 2050, we will have condos on Mars, and we'll have regular rockets made by his company. What is it called? SpaceX, yeah. Taking you to Mars. That's not going to happen. I'm telling you right now. I have a friend of mine. He was a competitor of Elon Musk. This is about 7 years ago, when they were just getting into building rockets that could go to the moon and things like that. By the way, no one has gone to the moon. Right. So my friend was a billionaire, and we were having lunch together one day, and I had read in the newspapers about him, and he had a company to build rockets that could go to the moon and go to Mars and things like that. And I said, Prabhu, you're never going to do it. He said, what do you mean I'm not going to do it? I said, you can't go to Mars. You can't go to the moon. You can't go anywhere. You can hardly even go anywhere in the earth. I said, you're not going to be able to do it. He said, no, I'm really working working hard on this, and whatever I do, I always succeed. Well, fast forward, after 5 years, he gave it up. And there was one video of him on television of of a so-called launch of one of his rockets. The rocket started to go up a little bit, and then it fell off of its orbit, and then it almost killed him. And that was it. After that, he gave up. Right? So there are a lot of promises being made today. You're going to live. If you take this supplement, it'll add 10 years to your life, or soon we'll be able to go to Mars and have condos on Mars, and so forth. This is all false narrative. They're not going to be able to do any of those things. And rather, it's better to become Krishna conscious and liberate yourself from the cycle of birth and death and go back to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means that place where there's no misery and no frustration. It's the place where Krishna is. And to be with Krishna, you will not be in a bad place. You'll be in the best place ever, and you'll have an eternal body. But they don't talk about Krishna. They only talk about SpaceX this and SpaceX that, and all kinds of false narratives giving you hope that you can avoid God and go to other planets. Well, don't do it. When Elon Musk asked for volunteers to go to Mars, he got 160,000 people that volunteered. That means there's 160,000 morons in this country. And he said it's a one-way trip, meaning you're going to be dead. You're not going to come back. So we have to not be, let's say, confused by all these false narratives. Every year, people are, giving money to help get rid of cancer. They've been collecting that money for 60, 70 years. Cancer hasn't stopped. In fact, it's more prevalent now than before. Now, can they treat cancer? Yeah, they can treat it. They can treat some of them. I had a friend of mine. He was an older gentleman, and he was one of the 4 top doctors in the United States. And one day I performed the ceremony for the marriage of his daughter, and later on we were sitting down and eating some prasadam after the marriage. And I asked him a question. I said, Doctor, I said, if you had cancer, would you get chemotherapy? Now, he was, at that time, he was 70 years old. He said, nope. I said, what? He said, no. I said, you're a doctor. He said, yeah. I said, do you tell your clients that? He said, no, I'm not allowed to. I said, why wouldn't you do it? He said, it wouldn't work at my age. I said, well, let's say you're younger. Let's say you're 27. Would you get chemotherapy? He said, yeah, I would try it at that time. It might work, but it only works on certain types of cancer, not all of them. I said, well, do you tell your patients this? He said, no, I'm not allowed to say it. See, this is a fact. There's a lot of things like this in this country that people are being fooled, and it's basically to make money. And you don't see, there are hardly any. If you look for a traditional doctor who's he's not part of a company, he's just an individual, right? They don't exist anymore. When I was a kid, there were doctors. They're individual. They didn't work for any company. They'd come to your house. They'd spend a long time, and they would help you and so forth. Now, all the doctors have been put into different companies. They can only spend, so much time, like 15 or 20 minutes with you, and and they're forced to not say things in order to make money. You know? So it's very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. And they use all kinds of things, chemotherapy and other things like that. They're dangerous to uh, to try and put a poison into someone's body to heal a sickness. So, what do we do in such a situation? Well, number one thing that we should do is adopt a spiritual life in which you learn about who you are actually. And this is the real issue of life. Who am I exactly? Some people are asking this question even when they get into adulthood. They're not really sure who they are and what they're really meant to do in this lifetime. Well, who are we? We are all the children of God. And what are we meant to do? Serve God. It's very simple. It's not complicated. And, someone can say, well, I don't know who God is. Well, that's because you don't come to the temple. God is right here, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There's no one. See, if someone says to you, well, I don't know God. All right, if you don't know it, that's fine. Then you have to accept what I say. Krishna is God. Because they don't know, right? So, but we know who God is. And we know what he likes, what he doesn't like, where he is, how he relates to you, and his history. His history is eternal, and how you can read about him. And there's so many books. The Bhagavad Gita, by the way, is the greatest book that's ever been written in the history of the world. And this Bhagavad Gita has everything in it to help you liberate yourself from the cycle of birth and death. It's a conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. And Arjuna is asking really important questions about the purpose of life and so forth. And Krishna is answering them. At the same time, Krishna is telling Arjuna who he is and how to please him. So, this verse today says, work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu, or Krishna, has to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you'll always remain free from bondage. Bondage means you get stuck in the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. And in the explanation of this verse, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada says, since one has to work even for the simple maintenance of the body, the prescribed duties for a particular social position and quality are so made that that purpose can be fulfilled. Yajna means Lord Vishnu, or the sacrificial performances. All sacrificial performances also are meant for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. The Vedas enjoin Yajna vai Vishnu. In other words, the same purpose is served whether one performs prescribed yajnas or directly serves Lord Vishnu. Krishna consciousness is therefore performance of yajna as it is prescribed in this verse. The Varnashrama institution also aims at satisfying Lord Vishnu. Varnashrama Charavata Purushena Parak Pumam Vishnu Aradyate, Vishnu Purana 3.8.8. Therefore, one has to work for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Any other work done in this material world will be a cause of bondage, for both good and evil work have their reactions, and any reaction binds the performer. Therefore, one has to work in Krishna consciousness to satisfy Krishna or Vishnu, and while performing such activities, one is in a liberated stage. This is the real art of doing work. And in the beginning, the process requires very expert guidance. One should therefore act very diligently under the expert guidance of a devotee of Lord Krishna, or under the direction or under the direct instruction of Lord Krishna himself, under whom Arjuna had the opportunity to work. Nothing should be performed for sense gratification, but everything should be done for the satisfaction of Krishna. This practice will not only save one from the reaction of work, but also gradually elevate one to the transcendental loving service of the Lord, which alone can raise one to the kingdom of God. So this is serious information. If we want to be liberated and go to the kingdom of God, all you have to do is read this one verse and the explanation, and then follow what it says. It's very simple. It's not difficult. You just come to the temple and learn how to engage in devotional service for Krishna. We have so many nice devotees here, and they would be happy to give you seva or service for Krishna. And by doing that service, your whole life changes. Why does it change? Because we've been misdirected by modern education and by television and movies and all these, and especially Bollywood, Hollywood. We've been misdirected about what is the purpose of life. The real purpose of life is to liberate yourself from the cycle of birth and death and go back to Godhead, where we came from. Originally, we were all with God. Just like if I ask you a question, were you with your mother at birth? Answer? Do you remember it? No, you see. So it's the same thing. We were all with Krishna originally. We just can't remember it now, you know. And just like we can't remember being with our mother, but we know that we were with our mother, right? So how do we, let's say, develop this knowledge of being with Krishna? How can we, let's say, remember being with Krishna? Well, you come into the association of devotees, real devotees, who are practicing bhakti yoga, or the yoga of love and devotion for Krishna, and engage also in bhakti, or the love and devotion for Krishna, and you will remember that you were originally with God. You'll find out what your relationship is with God also, because you will be able to engage your talents in God's service. That's what we learn in the temple. Everybody has some talent, and every talent can be used in the service of God. So someone will say, well, my talent is I'm a policeman. Well, that's good. You come and you be a policeman at the door and keep the bad people away. And someone can say, well, I'm a thief. And so that's okay. You come, and because you're a thief, you can recognize another thief. So you tell us if any thief walks into the door. You know? You see? So one time I asked somebody, I was talking to someone in the temple, and I said, what do you do for a living? He said, I'm a thief. I said, what, really? He said, yep. I said, what do you specialize in? Oh, well, I specialize in televisions, and this was a long time ago. He said, televisions and other things like that. And I said, well, how's work going? Oh, it's going really good. And he was serious. He was serious. There's all kinds of people in the world.
We can employ him to steal all the TVs in the devotee homes.
Well, you don't want to scare the devotees. You know? Okay, so we need to become very serious about spiritual life. It's all about our relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So I'm going to stop right there. Does anybody have any questions about anything I said, or any questions about anything you want to know about Krishna consciousness, about God, about what is the right way to work, about how to become free from the cycle of birth and death, etc. You can ask a question now.
So Maharaj, so let's say you're starting new work. So something like this, doing the work, let's say, that is dedicated to the service of the Lord makes sense. Let's say if most of us are in the work that was chosen before we were Krishna conscious.
Yes.
So how do we make sure that that is also a karma?
What do you mean? Changing your
Now, how do we
career?
make sure that the work that we are doing now,
Yes.
even though it was started, the motivation was different. Maybe we started at one point,
Oh, I understand.
and we are entangled in that work,
Yeah.
for a living. So how do we make sure that that is also a karma?
Well, that is also offering service to Krishna. Well, it all depends. There's several ways. Number one is, what do you do with the money that you earn? So if you put away 10% or 20% of the money you earn and give it to the temple, and you can also be part, and you are a part of the temple, and you also can see how it's spent to spread Krishna consciousness. That's one way, right? The other way is that you come to the temple and volunteer your service. So either you give money or you volunteer your service, right? Like some people can't afford to give away money because they don't have a big income, but they can come and volunteer and do service in the temple, washing the dishes downstairs, or cleaning the temple room, or helping on festival days. For Ananda Mela, we need 400 volunteers. Ananda Mela every year in the last week of July is the biggest festival on the East Coast of Vedic culture. So we get 20,000 plus people that come. So there's many ways people can either give money or they can give service and help the temple. So how do you know that? You asked, how do you know what you've been doing before you even became Krishna conscious, and you're still doing it now? And how do you know if it's actually Krishna conscious what you're doing? Well, it's not a difficult thing to know. If you are doing things to help Krishna consciousness spread in the Seattle area, like going on Sankirtan, like helping in the kitchen, like giving money, like supporting, like maybe you have an extra car, you donate it to the temple, things like that. There's many things you can do as a person who has a regular job and has a career, and they're not ready to move into the temple or to shave their head and go out on the streets and asking people to buy books and things like that. So there's many things you can do without changing your position. But now your position, the purpose of your position is to please Krishna. It's no longer selfishness. It's having genuine feelings for Krishna and devotees, and therefore you are supporting the movement of Krishna consciousness to spread in the Seattle area and in Washington State. That's it. It all depends. I mean, everybody has some extra money. So if you use that extra money in helping the temple, and everybody has some different type of what do you call it? Something that they're good at doing. So they can use that talent to help the temple. Plumbers, electricians, and people who can fix things and stuff. There's always something breaks in the temple all the time, and there's always need of Mataji downstairs. She'll be in a difficulty because they forgot to buy enough butter, so she can so she asked someone in the temple, can you go and buy some butter and bring it. So there's plenty of opportunities of having service in the temple. So, any other questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
When we are talking about art of working, there were
Yes.
3 points you mentioned.
Yes.
Here about Krishna regularly chant, eat only prasadam, and Krishna will take care of you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Now, now understanding about Krishna, reading the Bhagavad Gita, we have that sense of what's the importance of praying, how do we approach Krishna, all of that. But when we are not in that zone or in that consciousness, at the surface level, God looks everyone equally,
Yes.
right? So how do you understand this art of working? Because there is also a saying that nothing moves without God's permission.
Yes.
So how do a layman, I mean, when I say layman, the consciousness understands this? Like, why does a devotee gets partiality or gets that extra benefit than the others?
Jai Shri Radha Nilamadhava Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Well, let me give you an example. Let's say one of your kids has a stayover in a house of a neighbor, right, with another kid. And the house catches fire. And before the fire engines come, you run over to the house and you see the fire. So you run into the house. Now, who would you save? The other family's kid first or your own?
My own kid.
Of course, right. Then maybe you'll go back in after your kid's saved and save another kid. So you see, when you become a devotee of Krishna, it's not being partial. It's just like you're not a prejudicial person, but it's natural that you would save your kid first. So it's natural that Krishna gives preference to helping his devotee, just like he helped Arjuna. Arjuna was in big trouble, big trouble. He didn't know what to do. He was thinking of becoming a monk, but he was trained to be a Kshatriya. So Krishna had to convince him that he has to do what he was trained to do. That was his duty. And eventually he follows Krishna's instruction, and now, 5,000 years later, we're talking about Arjuna, you see. By the way, there's no other book that's 5,000 years old, except Bhagavad Gita. So we see you build up affinities in life, and your first, let's say, preoccupation is your family. So if something's going wrong, you're going to do everything you can to save your child or your husband or whatever, right? So therefore, if we become members of Krishna's family, Achyuta Gotra, he's going to give us preference. It's not prejudice. It's normal. Just like you are going to think about your family first, and Krishna is going to think about his devotees first. But that doesn't mean he doesn't help others also. Best thing is to join Krishna's family because he is our original father of all living entities. So if we join Krishna's family, then Krishna will take care of us, give us special treatment because we're approaching him with love and devotion. He's going to treat us with love and devotion and protection, giving us knowledge to make the right decisions in life, and avoiding the association of bad people and so forth. So we have a great interest to be part of Krishna's family. And you can do that voluntarily. No one can force you. We are naturally Krishna's family because we all came from Krishna. But then, even in a family, there's always the favorite son or the favorite daughter, right? Because they are showing more, let's say, love for the mother or the father. So they get some preference. So if we take a real interest in Krishna and serve him with love and devotion, then he's going to take care of us in a very special way. And you'll actually feel it. You'll actually experience it. And therefore, that's the smartest decision you can make in your life. The smartest decision you can make in your life is to become a devotee of the Lord, and spend the rest of your life engaged in devotional service and teaching and being an example so that other people, like first of all your family members, take the Krishna consciousness, and then other people that you know, co-workers, or on Sankirtan, you can preach to people and so forth. So without becoming a devotee of Krishna, we are basically lost, confused. We don't really know what is the purpose of life. We think the purpose of life is to make money and enjoy sense gratification, but that is not the purpose of life. That's what is the purpose of life? Let's try and figure out what that is. If you make a lot of money and you enjoy a lot of sense gratification, that's not going to save you at the moment of death. So let's figure out what's going to save us actually at the moment of death. The moment of death for a devotee is the best moment if they've spent their life in Krishna consciousness, because then they're going to see Krishna and they're going to go back to the spiritual world. And for the non-devotee, it's the worst moment, because they're not going to see Krishna, they're going to see Yamaraj, and they're going to probably end up in hell for some time, and then they start to go back in the cycle of birth and death. So intelligent people know that they're going to die, and they don't look at it as something bad. If they prepare themselves to be devotees and to love Krishna, then at the moment of death, it's the best moment, because you're actually going to see God. It's the best moment. And you prepared yourself for it. Just like kids prepare themselves to pass the SAT test. Other people prepare themselves to get a job. Other people, learn to be a painter or an artist or something, or play the violin. They're preparing themselves by practicing and so forth. Well, a human being should prepare for going back to Godhead, because animals can't do it, and sinful people can't do it. Only people who give up all sins and take up genuine service, because you show your love for someone by serving them. If you let's say there's someone you don't like, and they knock on your door or they come to see you, and you have to invite them in, but because you don't like them, you don't offer them any food. And my mother, when she came to the United States as from Turkey, and she was invited by some Americans to have a dinner. So she went, and at one point they said, well, we're going to serve dinner now. Would you like to sit down and have dinner? Now in Turkey, or where my mother came from, the, the, the let's say the etiquette was that you say, no, no, I'm not hungry. And then they said, no, no, please come. And he said, no, I'm not really hungry. And he said, please come. And no, I'm not. And then, the third or fourth time, she finally said, okay, thank you. And she goes, well, when the family said, well, we're going to have, Elizabeth, come and sit down. We're going to have dinner. She said, well, can you come now? And she said, no, I'm okay. So she was waiting them to ask her a second or third time. You have to do it 3 times, that's normal. They never did it 3 times. So she just sat like that, and she was thinking to myself, these people are barbarians, Well, you see, there's a difference of cultures, right? So we have to adjust ourselves to the culture of Krishna consciousness, not the Asuric culture that's in this world today. It's everywhere. It's in the schools, it's in the workplaces, it's everywhere. So we're surrounded by Asuric or bad people all the time. No, the good people are also bad. The good people also eat meat. They also have illicit sex. I mean, they're supposed to be good people, but they're not actually really good, say. So to find really good people, you would have to go into the temple, sometimes also in the church, and you'll find people who actually follow God's instructions. So anybody who eats meat is not following God's instruction. So, I had in my family, we had a nurse, not a nurse, we had a servant. And the lady would come, her name was Winnie, and she would, iron the clothes and things like that. That's because my mother was working, my brothers were working, and my father was working, so they hired the servant. And I would be with her, the servant, while she was ironing and everything. And I had a hobby of collecting butterflies, really beautiful butterflies, and then pinning them up in they put cotton in a square box or a rectangular box and put some cotton there, and then pin down the butterfly in the box and cover it with some kind of not cover it, but have some window, and it's and then you can show it to people. Anyway, I had caught this really nice butterfly, and of course it was dead. But I didn't mess it up. I didn't injure it in any way. And I was trying to put it into this box, and I said, Winnie, I said, can you just help me a minute? Just hold these 2 edges of the butterfly so I can pin it. She said, no, I won't do it. I said, why not? She said, because I'm a Christian. I said, well, I'm a Christian also. So, but I don't understand why not. She said, well, I'm a Christian. I don't believe in killing anything. So I was surprised when she said that. Now, fast forward, when I got a little bit older and joined Krishna consciousness, I realized that Winnie, this lady, she's just a person who doesn't make a lot of money. She was actually advanced spiritually, and she wasn't a member of Krishna consciousness. She was a Catholic, but she had learned they should never hurt any living entity, and she had real principles, and she was actually spiritually advanced. Now, she might have been eating meat, I don't know. But the fact that she said no, not to even touch the dead, I already told her, look, the butterfly is already dead. All you have to do is just hold it like this, and I can pin it, so it doesn't move. She says, no, I won't do it. I won't be involved in any type of, killing of. I said, the butterfly is already dead. She said, I know. but I'm not going to touch it. So there are people, they're not even Krishna conscious, but they are genuinely, spiritually, let's say, cognizant. And they should be respected. They should definitely be respected. But she was just an ordinary woman, but she had this upbringing by which she don't want to cause any harm to any living being. Okay, so we will stop right there. And what was your question again?
No, I think you answered the question.
Yeah, what was it again?
Where Krishna is partial to the devotees, or and
Yeah.
is it equal? Yeah.
Yeah, I gave you the example of the burning house.
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Please take rest and wake up early and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Gaura Premanande, Haribo, Haribo. Thank you very much. So our next program is 6:30 in the morning.
Is everyone here joining the morning class? Is it tomorrow? Every morning. Are you getting the notification?
You could also see it on the Zoom.